Hello, this is Jim Roberts. I'm host of Senior Living in Alexandria. We're here on our monthly program that we put together for seniors in Alexandria. Not just for seniors, but seniors, family, friends, caregivers, service providers, all those that work with the seniors in our community. Our hope on these programs is to provide useful information to seniors and to others, and so it's a privilege to be able to do this. I have a special guest today. We're leading up to a program in January that will deal with technology for seniors, not a difficult topic, but one that maybe some of you might want clearly more information. And to lead into that, I've got a guest today. Linda Campos is with the Northern Virginia Community College, and she will talk a little bit about that, but we want to try to understand a little bit of how seniors use technology, Nova's role in that, her background and experience. So welcome, and really glad to have you here today, and let's see what we can do. Give me a little bit of background, what you do at Nova. Describe what you do there and how you got engaged with that.
Okay, so I work for the Northern Virginia Community College Alexandria campus, and at the Alexandria campus we have the Nova Institute for Public Service. We have a twofold mission of providing service learning opportunities, but also providing politics and engagement opportunities. And underneath the engagement section, we have a group of senior citizens who have come together to form what is known as the Matrals. It is a group of senior citizens who come together on a monthly basis, sometimes more frequently, to provide lectures and seminars of topics of interest. And from there, that has kind of expanded into getting into other areas of the school, such as technology, other interests, foreign languages, other areas. So that's kind of how I've gotten involved with it. I coordinate all the initiatives for the Institute for Public Service, and so one of those initiatives is the Matrals. So
you have a number of audiences or constituencies you serve, one of which is seniors.
Right.
How large is that, and is that a dominant group, or is that one of many, or how relatively important is it?
I would say it's extremely important. We absolutely love having the Matrals a part of Nova, and they've definitely added something to our campus that doesn't exist at many college campuses across the nation. So I think they're an invaluable addition to our community. As far as how large it is, it's actually quite small. We don't have many members who are participants or who are able to make it out to campus, due to transportation issues or time conflict issues, but usually we can get between 25 to 35 people out for some of the sessions that we're able to coordinate.
I have to ask, what's the origin of the word Matrals?
I'm actually not sure. So we have a founder of the Matrals, Dr. Green, and he is actually the one who came up with the name. So I'm not 100% sure.
It's got the word mature embedded in it. Maybe that. I just had to ask. So, as I understand it, they both serve as recipients of information, but also delivers of information.
Yes.
They're faculty and student. Is that correct?
So most of the participants, is that what you're asking about, the participants? So most of the participants are actually students at Nova right now. So Virginia has a state mandate that provides senior citizens of a certain age the ability to take courses at community colleges for free. Great. So you can apply to get a tuition waiver and enroll in the classes that are available on there's other restrictions such as space available, and also when you're able to get in your waiver, and the registration process, you have to register at Nova. So there's some things you have to do, but for the most part, it's a hassle-free process where senior citizens can come to campus, take some courses, and get involved. So when this started, I want to say it was about 30 years ago, maybe even a little more, the group, the Matrals, formed. And so the Matrals have existed long before the Nova Institute for Public Service has.
Okay.
They just kind of got folded into it.
They assigned it to you?
It got folded in, yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Is the fact that seniors can take courses, is that widely used? Are you have hundreds and hundreds or thousands of seniors that are
We have
showing
thousands throughout all 6 campuses. We have thousands.
And is it widely known? How do people know about that? other than this telecast, of course?
So one of the great things we do at NOVA is community outreach. So
Okay.
we like to visit all of the different residences throughout the community, the Goodwin House, Washington House. We like to inform our senior citizens that way. Also, word of mouth just really works well. So if a student comes to our campus, perhaps a non-traditional student who's over the age of 18, who has older parents, they might suggest it to their parents. So there's a number of ways in which we get the information out, but it is widely used. And I think that our college has done a great job of trying to expose it to give this benefit, you know, the attention it deserves, but also to enhance our classrooms. The senior citizens that participate in our classrooms are in classrooms with students who could be 18 years old, 36.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So it provides a diverse classroom and a lot of experience and wealth in one area.
Is there a limit on the range of courses? I mean, is it in a particular discipline or school, or is it whatever's available that might be? I think the rules are if the class is full of registered students, paying students,
Right.
that then a senior would not be eligible. But if there's a vacancy, do they have to take tests and write papers?
So it depends. If they want to take the class for credit, there's also income limits on what they're able, on how much they're able to make in a year, taxable income, that would determine how much tuition is actually paid, I believe. And that's the credit piece. But for auditing a course, if you choose to audit a course, there are not the requirements. You're simply sitting in on the class for enrichment purposes, and so those courses would be free. And of course, all the courses are on space available basis. So usually the process is that anyone who's interested would become registered as a student at NOVA, and then the first day before the start of classes, so if classes were to start on a Monday, the day would be Friday. That Friday, you can either go online and register yourself, or you can come in and go to student services at any one of the campuses, and someone in student services can help you to register for the courses you're interested in.
Is this popular with the professors, with the teachers?
Yeah, I would say so. I would say they really enjoy it. I would say most of the courses that I've dealt with, because at the Alexandria campus of where my office is based, I've worked with students who are taking foreign languages, who are interested in taking literature courses. We have a Shakespeare course that a lot of senior citizens are interested in. We have history courses, communication courses, communication studies, communication design. So there's a number of different areas in liberal arts that I would say are highly desired. But there's, you know, it's not limited to our division. There's sciences and technology, and then there's also business administration. There's a whole other range of areas that senior citizens can definitely dive into if they're interested.
That's a terrific opportunity. I'm glad that you do have community outreach, that people become aware of it. I think that's something that most people should know about, and sounds like you're making an effort to do that. So it's an invaluable part of our community. You mentioned that only the Alexandria campus has a person like you that is responsible for promoting and registering seniors. The other campuses in Northern Virginia do not?
No, so all the campuses have individuals who are prepared to help register senior citizens. I'm just one of the individuals at Alexandria who does this, but I'm the only individual who works with the Matrils program. So in developing those lecture series, and mostly I'm not involved in the content of the lecture series, so the actual director, Dr. Green, is responsible for engaging the speakers and making sure that they're providing the services that the group wants. I more so make sure the services are provided in terms of making sure there's a room available, there's parking available so that no one has to pay for parking, making sure that the room is accessible, you know, for those who might have issues with walking or physical impairments that need help. So things like that. I take care of more of the services side, and they take care more of the content side, which I think is a good balance, because then they're in charge of what they're actually learning about instead of someone telling them what to learn about.
We're going to have to go to a break, but really want to thank you for giving us a greater awareness of that. That's a terrific opportunity for seniors and in this community, and hopefully your phone gets flooded, your email gets full, and people will continue to sign up for it. We're going to go for a break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about technology and seniors and how that affects your job and what you do about it. So we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Senior Services of Alexandria. I'm here with Derek Campbell, the executive chef from Goodwin House, Alexandria. Hi, Derek. Thanks for coming on our show.
Hello, Marianne. It's been a while.
It has been.
Yes.
Yes. So what's new at Goodwin House?
Well, it's just the calm after the storm of Thanksgiving. You know, we had about 187 outside guests.
Oh, boy.
Okay, cooked about 36 turkeys.
Wow.
Okay, along with the residents that we had here. I think we did about 15 or 20 Meals on Wheels as well.
Oh, great. Oh, I bet it
Absolutely.
was excellent. So what are you going to cook for us today?
Okay, so today I'm going to prepare one of the salads that we actually featured on our Thanksgiving menu. It's called a Fall Harvest Salad, which consists of roasted butternut squash, which is very indicative for the fall, okay, dried craisins, feta cheese, a little raspberry vinaigrette, and some sunflower seeds.
Oh, yummy.
Okay.
Let's get started.
All right, it's very easy for anybody to do this at the house. You can buy your butternut squash, or you can get them diced already. And then we're going to use some spring mix as well, okay? So typically what I do is I'll just, you know, just toss it in a little of the raspberry vinaigrette, okay? And I won't mix everything in because this salad mainly is ones that you show everything on top and that everybody can pick through. So I will mix in a little of the craisins and just a tad bit of the butternut squash.
So the butternut squash, they buy it diced or whole? How do they prepare it?
Okay, it's simple. You can dice it as big as you want. Okay, and we just roasted it in a simple little bit of olive oil, salt, and pepper. That's it.
Okay, so roasted about 400, 425 for?
Yeah, I would say about 400, maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes tops till it's
Okay.
softened.
Okay.
Okay, and that's beautiful. Or you could actually boil it a little bit and then roast it as well if you wanted to go a little faster.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
So, yeah, so we're just going to put a little of the mixed greens right here in the middle. And again, this was featured on our Thanksgiving Day menu. All right, we don't want to overpower it too much. And then mainly, the rest is just all garnish. So there we go. Put some more of the roasted butternut squash, some more of the cranberries, and then the finishing touches with the feta cheese, okay, which a lot of people love.
Yeah.
Okay, and then some toasted
that's
sunflower seeds.
Oh,
Give it a
that's
little
really nice.
crunch.
It's very
And that is
festive, very festive.
our fall harvest salad.
Well, that's very good. Well, thank you. Can we
Okay.
taste a little
Absolutely.
bit? Okay, here. There we go.
Okay. Bon
Let's try-
appetit.
Yeah, bon appetit.
Hi, I'm Margaret Orlando with Alexandria Department of Recreation, Parks, and Cultural Activities. Thanks for having me today. We have a wide variety of activities for all of the community. This is our current program guide that's out for the fall. Has all of our classes. It has information on our parks, the marina, rentals, whatever you're looking for are in this publication. It's available to you at libraries and recreation centers. You can call us if you'd like to have it delivered to your home. And you can, of course, find everything online at Alexandria VA/recreation. And our program guide is there for you to look through. You can register for programs online at our website. Our brochure is for everybody in the city, but we've also pulled out the majority of things that are specifically for our Power Plus population. That's what we call our 55 and over population. This also comes out along with the program guide fall, winter, and a spring summer publication. It gives you a list of all of our club activities at various recreation centers. We have arts programs, we have walking programs, we have pickleball, jewelry making, knitting, line dancing. So there's quite a variety of opportunities, things to do either in your neighborhood or close by, since the city's not that big. And we have in our brochure other classes that are both for adults, but we also have a little symbol, says 55 plus, after classes that are specific to senior age groups. So we have some senior exercise programs, water aerobics, just a whole variety of things. There's some piano classes, there's all kinds of things for various interests and various reasons. So if you just want to socialize, if you want to get healthy, all those things are there for you. Of course, our parks are open all the time. We have nature trails, we have walking trails, lots of passive recreation things to do. So like to see everybody get out, visit your parks, sign up for a class, be active and stay healthy. Remember, you can call me, Margaret Orlando, or you can visit alexandriava.gov/recreation.
We're back. I'm here with Linda Campos, and we're discussing what Northern Virginia Community College does in terms of seniors. And in the previous part, we talked at length about the robust programs that many seniors take advantage of now, but certainly should if they have not. But now we want to pivot a little bit to talk about technology for seniors. That's a topic of the January 25th presentation for a number of organizations, and certainly valuable for our viewers to come and see that. So tell me a little bit, well, you mentioned a personal story of your, which I think kind of encapsulates some of the things you find with seniors, how you introduced your mother to social media.
Yeah, so my mom and my dad are both senior citizens, and they retired quite a number of years ago. And I always have the issue of trying to get them on the phone because sometimes the phone dies and they forget to charge it. Technology, yes, the fails of technology. So it's become an issue because sometimes I worry about them. We live in different states. It's hard to talk to them. So my mom actually got a phone where she's able to get on Facebook.
Okay.
And use Messenger. So it's a form of sending messages and pictures and things. But the thing I like most about it is that it can tell me when she's been active on Facebook. So it'll say active as of 11 minutes ago. So I'll know, hey, mom's on Facebook, mom's okay. I don't have to worry as much. So it's been nice to be able to communicate with her in other forms than just relying on calling her, because sometimes she's busy, sometimes during the day they have appointments, they have things to do, but Facebook is silent, so if you just pull out your phone and you're in a waiting room, you can be on it, but you might not be able to be on the phone having a conversation. It's nice to know that I can message her and talk with her, and it's nice to wake up and get her messages and go to bed and send her I love yous. So it's been nice, a good communication tool for us to keep in contact.
Did you have to teach for her to acquire that, both the hardware but also the techniques of using that? Was that difficult? No,
I actually think it's a process that's funny, actually. You know, she's learned a lot on her own, and it's funny when she doesn't know things and she learns on her own and then makes mistakes. It's something that, you know, I think parents do with their children. They want them to learn on their own. Mm-hmm. And it's also the reverse. I want my mom to learn on her own. So you know, we've provided her this phone and we've asked her to kind of toy with it and see what happens. And mm-hmm. it's been a good process, you know. So you're equipped to monitor her. Yes. Is she equally equipped to monitor you in terms of where you might be out on a Friday night? Yeah, so there's actually an app called Find Friends that my mom can use to locate me with location services. So as long as I have it turned on and she has it turned on her end, she can find me almost to the exact point of where I'm at, or usually exact point, but if it's an area that's not highly connected, then a general area of where I'm at. So she'll know I'm at the grocery store or at my home. Yeah.
Let's translate that to your job.
Yeah.
So at Nova, you have all these courses that you've described. It's a huge menu. How, and you get a senior that comes in, is interested, how are those courses delivered from a media standpoint? Do they already have the skills or the equipment, the devices to do that? How do they acquire or interact with something that might be delivered in something they may not know much about?
So I would say most of the senior citizens who come in have had some introduction to social media or to technology in general, but they haven't had a formal introduction of where they use it on a daily basis. And a lot of the times we'll find, you know, a good group of seniors who come in who haven't used technology at all. And part of our job at Nova is when they integrate into these courses is finding ways for them to learn that. So it could be through the faculty member. The faculty member might sit down with them and show them how to access certain apps that they've prescribed the class to use, or how to access certain databases and things online. It could also be through a staff member, such as me. So if a senior citizen came in and said, I'm interested in learning about this, I would certainly help them and figure that out. We also have a center called Technology in Learning and Teaching, the TILT Center at Alexandria.
TILT, okay.
And so TILT provides services and helps our students and faculty engage with technology. And so any student who is registered in a course is able to go up to TILT and ask questions.
Not just seniors, but any student.
Any student.
That's
so
good.
Is
Okay.
able to go up and ask questions and get one-on-one instruction on how to use things, in addition to workshops. So TILT provides an annual digital workshop for seniors, and they focus on different areas of technology such as social media, apps you can use for health and wellness, things you can use specifically for academia and for class purposes. So they have a workshop that's divided into sections, and the groups of seniors that attend actually rotate between the different sections, so they get a little piece of everything that's going on in TILT.
So take seniors as consumers. You've got a huge array of technologies, a huge array of devices. They're constantly changing. How do you make those choices? Can you provide help in that? And then once you've made those choices, how do you keep up with the changes in those? How do you do that?
So choices in which technology we have at the college, you mean? Or
Well, if there's a variety of smartphones.
right.
Which one? I'm a senior. I don't know anything. I can read consumer reports. I can read articles. I'll try to inform myself, but it's still a lot of choices.
Yeah,
or
so
service providers or apps.
Yeah, so there are a lot of service providers and different choices in terms of technology, but I think those exist also for young people.
Everybody, of course.
It exists for everybody.
But you're more expert than seniors, maybe,
Right.
sorting those out.
I don't know that I consider myself an expert. I think I constantly have this conversation when my contract comes up every year with my cell phone company. So I think the most important thing when using technology is thinking about who you are and what your priorities are and where you want to set preferences and things and how these tools can help you. So if you know your preferences are making sure that you stay connected with family and friends, you might want to find a smartphone that can help you to do that. Whereas if that wasn't your choice, you might just stay with a regular phone that doesn't have smart capabilities. And perhaps you want a computer in the house. So I mean, I think it's an individualized choice that each person has to sit down and think about, what is it that I'm able to use this tool for? How can it assist me? And also realize, yes, it is constantly changing and there is always something new. So it's good to get out into the community, to attend resources and workshops and seminars such as these to find out what else is there out there now that perhaps didn't exist last year or even last month that could help me get to where I'm going in terms of my goals and priorities.
It sounds like they have to have had a little bit of prior knowledge, but clearly a predisposition to acquire that knowledge, that I'm willing to learn this because I recognize it's got benefits for me, for my family, as you mentioned, for personal security. Also in terms of accessibility to other seniors or to other communities, and it's a way of staying connected. I think one of the things that happens with seniors is that they can maybe live in some personal isolation.
Yeah.
And I think social media made available to them helps with that if they recognize it or learn how to use it. So.
Yeah, it's definitely a great tool to be able to connect with family and friends. It's great to just be able to stay aware of general information and news that's current and going on, any other resources or any technology. I mean, even basic social services now are finding ways to get online in terms of Social Security and benefits and things. Getting online, filling out forms is kind of a new way that technology is kind of creeping into every aspect of our lives. So.
What in your view would be the greatest barrier that stops a senior from acquiring this huge new technology, new knowledge?
I'd say there's probably a tie between two types of barriers. So I would say there's definitely a physical barrier in terms of being able to use the apps and use the devices they want to use and know what to do with them. So where do I touch? Where do I
Where's the on-off switch?
Exactly.
How do I get the battery charged?
Right. So
basics.
Figuring out those basics is usually a challenge, but also the concept, the idea of how can technology really help me? Well, it's not going to help me. It's just going to set me back and frustrate me. Whereas it really can become a process that is not frustrating and can actually really enable you and help you to become more independent and feel more connected with others at the same time, as long as you have resources. And that's why it's a great thing that we live in Alexandria and we have all these resources, such as those that are coming up on this seminar on the 25th of January, that are going to provide you with the information you need so that you don't become frustrated, but you become empowered to use the technology at your hands.
Yeah. We're running out of time, but I think how to get a hold of you and contacts and more information on the speaker series on the 25th will appear on the screen. And so it sounds like you're in a good place in terms of helping seniors do something that may not be natural to them or acquired knowledge, and to help guide them through that. So really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I urge people to come and hear that seminar, but also thank you very, very much for giving us a really good overview of how seniors interact with technology.
If anyone is actually interested in reaching me to find out more about services at Northern Virginia Community College, they can go to our website at nvcc.edu and they can type in Nova Institute for Public Service, and my contact information will also be there, but for shorter purposes, my phone number is 703-933-8099, and anyone who leaves me a message, I'll be sure to return a call.